So this YouTube niche gets in an 100x ROI on average. Some videos get a 200x ROI. I've had videos with literally almost a 1000x ROI. And I'll show you what the niche is in a second. But the way that this works, obviously, like I mentioned in a lot of my previous videos, we rely heavily on endless traffic. What is endless traffic? Traffic that is always in demand. So it's evergreen. 2 years later, 5 years later, fuck, even 10 years later, someone might even still watch your content daily. You can literally see from the graphs alone, like my video was basically dead within the first month. 1,000 views within the first month is terrible. But now this video has been published for 1.5 years, and then it's at 78,000 views, and it'll continue to grow every single day, no matter what. You can see it's not fancy. We're not going viral here, but stacking up a backlog content of digital real estate that keeps on getting traction, years after you posted the video and years after you did all the fulfillment work, you're still generating income. You're still generating, like you can see the revenue, same deal here. The very first 30 days, how much dollars did we generate? We did a 1x ROI after 30 days, because keep in mind, these videos are about $5 to produce. Very, very cheap, but we don't even ROI within the first, month. But it continues to bring us an income, and that's how we're literally able to scale endlessly and exponentially the bigger backlog content of your channel actually has. The more evergreen videos you have on your channel, the more money you're going to make consistently and predictably. So you can see now it's generated basically an 100x ROI. And also you can see that this video content is also based on crypto. And so this YouTube niche has a pretty decent RPM. To break it down in simple terms, your RPM is basically how much you get paid per 1,000 views. And depending on how rich your audience is, you'll have a better RPM. So this 49-second YouTube video, it's 49 seconds. It's basically like a short, but obviously we post it in a way that it's horizontal. So people have to watch it in a long form type of content. There's going to be ads placed in front of it. So even on a 49-second video, we're still able to get a $5.52 RPM, which is relatively high compared to the average RPM on YouTube, which is about $3-ish. So we're getting almost double the average RPM because we're leveraging RPM. And the way you leverage RPM, like I said earlier, is to have an audience that watches your content, and that audience has a high spending power. Usually, the older your audience is, the demographics of where they're from determines how well your RPM actually does. Obviously, if you stretch your videos to 8 minutes long, your RPM will naturally be higher as well. So if we go down here, you can see that we have Nigeria as our geographic, so that's not great. But we have then United States at 15%, which is pretty solid as well. And then if I take a look at our age, the majority of the people who watch our content are between 18 years old and 34 years old. So most likely they have jobs, they have funds, they have spending power, and thus our RPM is why it's, pretty decent. Now, another example is this video right here that had a lot less views than this first one. So remember, this one had 78,000 views on the video. This one has not even 10,000, but it generated $100 more. $447 generated. This one did 433. So this one also, yet again, $5 to produce, generated for. Oh, by the way, before I go any further, I have to show US dollars. It's not Uruguayan pesos. It's not Nigerian rupees, right? US dollars. I'll literally select this as Uruguayan peso. If I click on save, you can see that I'm making $18,000 now. So obviously that's not the correct currency. Change this back to US dollars, save, boom. So that means that our RPM is legitimately $47 on this video content. And because this specific application and this niche is super hyper targeted towards only American individuals. Why? American individuals are able to watch YouTube TV because that's literally the only available location where people can use YouTube TV. Canadians can't even watch it. Australians can't watch it. Most definitely Indians, Pakistanians, all those third world countries cannot watch this video. And to prove it, if I go over to audience, you can see that our demographics, top geographics, 95% of our viewers are from the United States. And US is going to be the country where you have the highest spending power and thus get the highest ROI and RPM. And so when we reverse engineer, how do we only attract United States viewers? simply create content that only fits and resonates with United States viewers. So if I also created content on Cash App, I have videos about Cash App in the past that also printed and got, 2-figure RPMs, close to 3-figure RPMs, because like I said earlier, we reverse engineered how we're able to consistently get the right hyper specific individuals to watch your content, which is going to be first world country individuals and adults, preferably older people, because older people just naturally have a higher spending power. Obviously, that's generalized, but it's basically 95% accurate. So again, very evergreen. And the reason why, like I said earlier, like you see this dead channel literally within the first 2 months, got 200 views. Revenue, the first 3 months, I made $4. So this actually took me 3 months to make it 100%, to make a 1x ROI. This isn't a fancy way to make money quick. This isn't a way for you to go super viral and literally make, $1,000 overnight. But this is a way for sustainable longevity wealth. And it's basically like a digital asset that will pay you forever as long as you keep on pushing evergreen, endless content on your channel, right? I have to differentiate that and make that clear, because a lot of people come into YouTube automation or Evergreen YouTube thinking that they're going to start making 10 grand a month within the first 3 months. Boom. The first 3 months, I made $6 on this video. But when you have thousands of videos like these that are evergreen, that pushes out, a couple dollars a day, or like heck, even 50 cents a day. If you have 1,000 videos like that, you're going to eventually rack up a really nice passive income that will sustainably and predictably. You can literally predict how much money you'll make 2 months later, 6 months later, because of how accurate and consistent these graphs are. It's not up and down. It's just literally, okay, I know I guaranteed I'll make, $1, $2 about per day. Very easy, very simple. So now, obviously, after about a year, we literally did 100% ROI. And this last example I want to show you, arguably my most impressive video, but obviously it's not impressive to me because I'm awesome, and it's only impressive to the average people. I'm just kidding. 33,000 long form views. Again, exact same. I don't have to go over that same thing again, but you can literally see how consistent and predictable it is. Very, very dead within the first 3 months. And then as it starts to gain more traction, it stops and never stops getting traction. Same deal here, $19 RPM. I'll go to settings, US dollars, close. And again, if we go over to the audience side of things, this is because the majority of our audience are either going to be older people. You can see like 89% are 18 to 24 years old, and then some are also 35 to 44 years old, which is why we're getting a high spending power. And when we have a high spending power, we're going to have a high RPM. If I create content about Roblox or video games, who watches those contents? Definitely not 35 to 44-year-olds, and probably not 18 to 24-year-olds. People who watch Fortnite, Roblox content is going to be 13 to 17 years old, most likely. And so that's why we're going to have a lower RPM. Our viewers don't have spending power. They're probably not going to buy the ad that the advertiser places on our content. And so the advertiser won't get a lot of an ROI. So they're not going to be willing to spend their ad budget on our content. In fact, we're not going to get paid a lot of dollars per views. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And as you can see, obviously, demographics matters a little bit, but the majority of where the RPM comes from is going to be the age gap. So as long as you're creating content and reverse engineering how you're able to get and hyper specifically attract people who are old or people who are from first world countries, you will have a nice RPM like this one with a $19 RPM per 1,000 views, resulting in literally 600 US dollars generated off of only 33,000 views. Again, super endless traffic. So with that kind of proof of how this business model actually works, I want to show you live examples of reverse engineering this type of strategy. And so what I'm going to do is go onto a brand new YouTube tab and show you how this actually works and why it's proven to work many, many times over and over again. So if I type in how to use my Trust Wallet account, crypto video, I click on enter. I guarantee you every single day for the next 10 years or even 50 years, as long as crypto exists, as long as Trust Wallet is a thing, people will search for this. Why? Because it's an evergreen, endless piece of content. Finances is here to stay. Crypto is most likely here to stay. And so these videos about a year ago, 85,000 views, 251,000 views, they're probably going to get 1 million views or 2 million views a couple years later, resulting in obviously revenue generated on their channel because this is evergreen. Like if I literally click on this content right now, I have this extension, no plug. So I have this extension called vidIQ, but you can literally see The graph is literally the exact same thing. It never dies out. The first, the first 30 days, he got 4,000 views. But then it just keeps on never endlessly getting views day after day, week after week, year after year, resulting in now you could predict, like, okay, if this channel took 1 year to get to 100,000 views, and then another year to get to 200,000 views, in the next 5 years, it'll get another 500,000 views. So you can predict how much money you can actually make 5 years later or 1 year later, because it's literally a foolproof system. But as long as you keep on uploading these type of content on your channel, and you increase your backlog overall library of video content that's always evergreen, you're going to guaranteed making ad revenue. That's legit how this works. And obviously, because this is pretty high RPM, like my Trust Wallet video right over here, I got a $5 RPM. It was about withdraw from watch only wallet. Revenue, money, super easy. Now, if I typed in how to use, YouTube TV, and remember, like I said earlier, this type of content is only available for people in the US. Let's just type in how to use YouTube. Like, also, these are autofills, which means that these are proof of concept that people from the past has searched for this. Because all the autofill is the most popular search results that other individuals have tried to look for. So if I typed in how to use YouTube TV on Roku, this video, 46,000 views from a year ago and 88,000 views from 3 years ago, are going to be collecting a lot of revenue, because I guarantee you 2 years later, 5 years later, same deal here. This graph doesn't actually look as good now because it seems very, very dead. And then it kind of got traction, and now it's slowing down a little bit. So there's obviously other sorts of, I guess, contents and niches that will be more evergreen than others, simply because some stuff could be based on a trend more. Some things can die out more. A very, very evergreen one that is here to basically stay forever would be social media. So you cannot ever go wrong with social media content. If I typed in how to use Instagram, where's Instagram going to go in the next 10 years? Probably nowhere. So if I clicked on this video right over here that got 300,000 views from a year ago, you can see that the graph is basically now the evergreen side. It's basically growing more and more, faster and faster, day by day, month by month. Because the way this business model works is that every single year, every single decade, people are going to search for this. And that's how exactly I was able to, print an 100x ROI on average across many hundreds, if not thousands, of the videos I have on this one channel alone. And keep in mind, I have actually a lot of channels. Just in the background, you can see I have 2 plaques. I have a third plaque right over here, which I forgot to hang up, but I got a couple channels, printed 100,000 subscribers, and obviously thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars every given month on AdSense only. And later on, you can also monetize externally with brand deals, affiliate marketing, stuff like that. Now, this comes to the point where you could create the content yourself. It's very easy to actually do this, but you want to put yourself outside the business so it's actually passive income. You can get the endless income, but then you also want to have the passive income. So that allows you to travel wherever you want, whenever you want. The way you do this is by going onto freelancer websites. And I'll tell you right now, do not use Fiverr to automate. Fiverr is decent. I've hired off of Fiverr before, but the best freelancers and the best talent that gets the videos done for cheap as well is onlinejobs.ph. No one tells you this. They tell you to use Fiverr. They tell you to maybe use Upwork. They're okay. Like, I still use Upwork here and there, which is fine. But the best, hands down, is onlinejobs.ph, because then you're only hiring the Philippines. It said PH at the bottom. Here, I'll just type it in for you guys. Onlinejobs.ph. Type this in. Sorry, I misspelled it. Because then you're only hiring from the best country, which is Philippines. And now, I've said this many times in my videos before, but I'll say it again. Philippines are individuals who will not only charge you very, very cheap, like $5 per video, but they're also super hardworking. They have good morals. They are very good at speaking English in general, so their accents aren't as heavy as Nigerians or Indians or Pakistanians. And they deliver your videos with good quality, on time. Very, very nice and very, very moral. They're very, very kind beings. And so for them to be an employee or freelancer for your channel is literally the most perfect you can ever get to. Obviously, they're not going to have the perfect American voiceover, but a little accent here and there actually makes it more interesting to watch, because it's like different. It's a breather compared to any other video concepts. So hire from this. If you want to learn more specifically on how you can hire with onlinejobs.ph, I literally have another video breaking down exactly how you can do that. Scroll through my YouTube channel, watch a couple more of my other videos. It's literally just free value and content that goes over how you can run proper Evergreen YouTube automation channels for yourself to literally get 100x ROI on average. And I don't have a single course to sell you. I never promote courses. I don't ever will sell you a PDF or just, fucking videos. But if you do want one-on-one mentoring, you do want to have one-on-one access with me through live coaching calls on how to scale and start your own Evergreen YouTube channel to then 5 figures per month. I'll have a link for you to apply somewhere within this video in the description or the pinned comment where you can have a call booked with my head coach to see obviously what your goals are, if I am even able to help you, because I'll be completely honest, if you actually come and show up to our call and then we do not think we can help you with our process and systems, we're not going to pitch you. We're not going to offer you.